recording going on here. We'll do a sound check once everybody starts popping on. All right, you guys tell me you can hear us okay in the chat. And we're going to get started with questions. Hey, Deborah and Fonda, Yurgita, hey, you guys, are we good? Can you hear me? Give me a yep, you're good. And then we're going to start rolling through the questions. We've got a lot to cover today. Awesome. Thank you so much, Solange. I appreciate it. All right, so today, Jared is back and again, generously giving us his time to answer your questions, you guys. Since our webinar, Synduit has been blowing up with health coaches requests and signups. And they are generously offering to extend the specials and bonuses till tomorrow night. And I'm going to let Jared give you all that information. But I'm going to jump right in and we're going to start with questions. And while Jared's talking, I'm fielding things from one side and he's going to be answering them over here. We already have 30 people on, so please, 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 if we do not get your question answered in these questions, put it in the Q and A. I will not be going back to the chat to look for questions today. We don't have time. So if you have a question you want answered, it's got to go in the Q and A on the webinar. And I'm going back to the Facebook group right now. We're going to start with question number 1 from Lisa Stormont. Okay. She's asking, I'm trying to figure out how to get the under 20 email subscribers I have in MailChimp into Synduit. When I watch the video, it says upload them from a spreadsheet. Do I have to manually add email addresses to a spreadsheet in order to merge them? Do you know that question?
Yeah, so it's really, really easy actually. So inside of MailChimp, I don't know the exact terminology MailChimp uses. It's a different software than Synduit. Your goal is to go to the subscribers section in MailChimp and then click the export button. When you do that, the way that MailChimp does this, it's going to export as a zip file. So that's like a folder, and then inside that folder, there are 3 spreadsheets. One of them is your total list, one of them is your unsubscribes, and one is your subscribes. You want to take your subscribe list, and that's what you want to import into Synduit. Now, here's the one caveat to this. When you export out of MailChimp, they give you an enormous amount of data, just totally irrelevant stuff. It's really messy. So if anything to do with Excel spreadsheets scare you, take the subscribed list and then click on the live chat in your Synduit dashboard. Say, hey, can you help format this for me? And just drag it into the chat and send it to the team. They'll format it and send it back to you, and then it'll be ready to import. But you do not need to enter people one by one. This can be done in like a minute. Once you actually get us the spreadsheet, we'll format it and send it back to you. I didn't get a chance to say hello to everybody. So what's up? So nice to see all of you. Excited to be here again. But yeah, that's how you do it. Super easy. Just make sure that you export it and then send to the team the actual spreadsheet, and then we'll format it and then you can import it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's see here. Can I do away with MailChimp? And I've seen this one over and over again. Can I do away with MailChimp now that I have Synduit working for me? I'm not tech savvy, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, you don't need MailChimp, especially if you're not the tech savvy and you have it and you're not exactly sure how to use it, etc. But Synduit is a full email marketing system. So anything you can do inside of MailChimp, you can do inside of Synduit. Plus, there's an enormous amount of health coach content you're getting access to. So you definitely do not need MailChimp at this point. Just make sure you move your list into Synduit before you cancel your MailChimp so you don't lose any of your information, and just follow the instructions from the first question.
Okay, great. So Lisa's saying, I'm loving the webinars that I've seen so far. Curious if they do one around thyroid and autoimmunity. Just as an FYI, reminding you guys, I do thyroid training. If you're in my membership group or you're a student, there is a complete thing on thyroid training in there if you're looking for the education part. If you're looking for a webinar to teach your people, that's a question for Jared.
Yeah, it's already done. So you guys probably, when you log in, depending if you signed up just for health coach or functional medicine or both, you're going to see between 150 to 200 campaigns. There's probably 500 that we have. We have just not released them all. They're done though. I mean, content is written, design is done, everything is edited, and they're either installed or in the process of being installed. We just don't make everything live at once. So we make things live. Every week you'll see some new stuff. If there's a topic that's really important to you, just message the support team, the customer happiness team, and tell them, because we make things live either arbitrarily or on demand. So if we see that you guys want thyroid, we'll just make that one live instead of making a different topic live. So as an example of this, if you're on the functional medicine track, today we made live a campaign called Arm Yourself Against Cancer. So that's a campaign that literally just went live today. It's been done for months, but we produce content in bulk and then we wait to bring it live, not to overwhelm anybody. So The thyroid one is done. It just is not live yet. So if that's important to you, message customer happiness. They keep track of all of this, and they're the ones that push the project managers to get things live.
Awesome. Okay. Where do I find the preview for campaign? Social media only, plant-based eating.
Great question. So really the best way to preview a campaign, is if it's a social media only campaign, is to just launch the campaign, because when you do that, it gets personal to you, and that's the greatest way to see it, because you'll see your branding on it. There's no way at this point, we are working on other preview screens that'll come in the future, but at this point, there's no way for us to show you a preview before you launch it. Like, everything has to generate. So launch the campaign, and then when you launch it, nothing's happening immediately. Like, you have ample time until something's going to start posting. So maybe launch it 48 hours from now, and then you can go in and start looking at the posts to see if they resonate with you. That's also where you can edit them. That's where you can change the dates on them, etc. Best way to preview a social media only campaign is just to launch it so that everything can be personalized to you.
Perfect. Okay. Will Synduit replace a current CRM?
I'm always hesitant to say yes to this because I don't know how you're using your CRM. So what Synduit can do and what it can't do, because I know all CRMs. So what it can do is it will keep track of all of your communication. So all of your emails that get sent to a subscriber, your text messages that get sent to a subscriber. You can also see what groups that subscriber is in, which means that they've either registered for lead pages or registered for events, etc. And you can write notes on your subscribers as well. What you can't do is you can't set up follow-up tasks. So we are not a CRM. We are a marketing system. We are considering bringing features to the table that allow you to set up follow-up tasks and things like that. It's not our main focus at this moment. Towards the end of this year is when we're going to discuss it again. So it just depends on how you're using your CRM. If you're just using it to keep track, like write notes of people and to see what emails and texts they get, then 100% this can be your CRM. If you're using this in a way where you're scheduling follow-up calls and tasks, we can't be your CRM, and you should use some CRM. There's plenty of them that are out there, and just pick one that is easiest for you.
Okay. All right. Now I need to scroll down and see if there's a lot going on this thread. So let me make sure I condense the question here. Okay. Tammy says, Carmen, my biggest question is, okay, yeah, can I give up my MailChimp? I already asked that. How do I collect email addresses for my list if I do that? And there's a lot of people that aren't going to know that answer. So go ahead with that one.
Yeah, that's a question our team's getting a lot as well. So you want to use one of the opt-in landing page campaigns. So what an opt-in landing page is a lead page, and there's generic ones that you can use. And then we're gonna have a number of them that are coming out for like different conditions that you guys help. So that is coming as well soon. That's the kind of stuff that's like done, just we haven't released everything, and we're never gonna release everything at once. It's always gonna be built out over time. And then we have your newsletter that's coming really soon. So I actually saw it today. It's amazing. It's just going through the final install process, which does take some time. There's a lot of content there. But the way that you start collecting more email addresses is you launch any opt-in landing page. You can use generic ones for now if you want to, and then you can personalize it to whatever people are opting in for, whether it's an ebook or a special report or anything that you want to give away. And then on your website, whether you're using Wix or Squarespace or WordPress or any website that you have, you can do this yourself or talk to your web developer. Either on the home page or on the navigation, add a button which says, click here for my ebook or click here for my newsletter. When somebody clicks that button, it's going to take them to the opt-in landing page. And the way you make that happen is that once you launch the opt-in landing page, you're going to copy. Let me actually show this to you so I can make this really easy for everyone.
Because you're literally answering the last part of her question. How do I easily learn how to implement landing pages, give out opt-in freebies I have created and are tied to my Weebly website with MailChimp Dropbox? Yeah,
I'm going to show you this right now, everybody. Let me just get my screen sharing.
Okay.
But what I really would recommend for anybody that wants to do this is the newsletter that we're coming out with for health coaches. If you're on the functional medicine track as well, you already have one. But the health coach one it's actually insane. I mean, I envision like thousands of health coaches signing up literally just because of this newsletter, because it's really that good. It's awesome. It's packed with research and recipes, and it's editable if you wanted to make changes to it. I mean, it's really, really cool stuff. So let me just share my screen here so you can see this. Okay, so it's just a test account. Can you see my screen, Carmen? Yeah? Okay. Cool. So just to see the opt-in landing pages, just click on the filter icon here, and then opt-in landing page. You might see 2, you might see 3. There's going to be dozens eventually. So if there's actual lead pages that are important to you, like for example, you want a weight loss lead page, or you want a lead page that focuses on self-esteem or on hormonal challenges or anything that's important for you, or thyroid, you want to start collecting leads for thyroid consultations, like anything that's important to you, Masters of Customer Happiness team, a lot of this is already done. We just bring things live either on demand or arbitrarily. It just depends on the situation. But for example, here's the newsletter for functional medicine and naturopath. If you're on that content track, you have access to this. If not, don't worry about it. For health coaches, it's going to come out at some point towards the end of this week or early next week. It is done. We just have to finish the install. So what you'll do is you'll rock it. And when you rock it, there might be a couple of fields for you to fill out. It just depends. This is ways to personalize it more. So let's just pretend we're not going to personalize it. I'm just going to put the website in here that I want to direct people to. And then we'll hit save. What this does is it actually will create your opt-in landing page, which is a page that you can now connect to your website. You can send out through social media. You can, whether it's inside of a caption on Facebook or through a text message or anywhere you want, you can use this. So an opt-in landing page will always remain in the most current month. You don't have to launch this each month. It's going to actually travel with you. So it's always going to be in the most current month. So today is April 30th. Tomorrow is May 1st. If you've launched any opt-in landing pages, they're going to be in May. So you don't have to keep launching them. You have access to them forever. Now, if you wanted to see what communications are associated with the opt-in landing page, you can click on the communication icon here. And this is going to be either just emails or emails and text messages or just text messages. Depends on the campaign. This is a newsletter. There's 27 communications that go out over 395 days. You're going to have your own version of this for health coaches if that's what you signed up for. If you signed up for functional medicine, you have this already. But the opt-in landing page is this first one right here. So you'll see right here, landing page. You're going to click on this. And when you click on this, this is your opt-in landing page. Sign up for Your Health Matters. This copy is all editable. You can change it if you want. People will register here. They'll fill out this form, and then they'll start getting your newsletter. Now, this is the link right up here. Everybody can see this. I'm going to zoom in. That part doesn't zoom. Okay, so you'll see right here, up here, this is your URL. See where it says training3.synduit.com. You have your own version of this. That's not literally your URL. Once you launch it, you'll have your own URL. So on your website, you want to have a button right on the home page, or in the drop down, it could say sign up for my newsletter. When somebody clicks on that, have it be a URL redirect. If you're in WordPress, that's any WordPress, Squarespace, any of them. I mean, it's very simple to do that. You just have a URL redirect. You're going to hyperlink an image or a link, and it's going to open up this beautiful page here where somebody can then opt in for your newsletters. This is how you can integrate Synduit into your website and start to collect email addresses. I know a lot of you have been asking this question.
Yep. Okay, great. So that actually answered the second half of another question here. So let me scroll down a little bit. Let's see. Kim asked, can Synduit take the place of Aweber service provider from our website pages?
Yes, it can. Yeah. So Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, any standard email marketing platform, you're really not going to need. The only time I would say, think more than just act is if you're deeply involved with Infusionsoft as an example, meaning you invested 3 years and tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to build out your own custom funnels inside of Infusionsoft. I would say do both. I wouldn't just get rid of that because you're so fully dependent upon it. But if you just signed up for an Infusionsoft, which is a very complicated system, as you know, Carmen, and your team knows, and you're not using it, it's like that treadmill on the corner of your house that no one's actually using, then just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But anything, Aweber, Constant Contact, MailChimp, MadMimi, any email marketing system you don't need. If you're using a social media scheduling system like a SyncShare or a Hootsuite or a Buffer, you don't need them. Today, we actually just got the trusted partner emblem from Facebook, which is a ridiculously big deal because they're not handing those things out very easily, and we got it, which means that you can schedule your Facebook post to groups. Once again, groups were turned off from everybody. That wasn't a Synduit thing, from everybody because of the whole data issue that transpired a few months ago that Mark Zuckerberg was in court a few weeks ago. So now you can do it again, which is awesome. So business pages, timeline, and groups, it's huge. So you don't need any social media scheduling service. You don't need to use Eventbrite anymore. There's a full event registration inside of Synduit. You don't need a system like a ClickFunnels unless you're really deeply invested in it. Like if you're like really invested in it, like you've set up tons of funnels and you have tons of products and upsells, like then you need to stick with it. Like you're indebted to them for life. Like, and that's okay. You can run this parallel because you're gonna get access to all the content that we produce. So I know that was more than what the question was, but I want to make sure.
No, that was perfect because one of the questions was, do I need Buffer, Hootsuite, and all of that scheduling service? So you know, he's covering all of the little details and the pieces. These are the pieces we talked about last week that we, you know, we try to pull in from here and here and here. And then we wonder if this works or this works. You don't need any of that stuff, you guys. I wish, let me say this out loud. I wish I were you all right now because I can't make use of Synduit because I am deeply financially and physically everything invested into ClickFunnels. I mean, we are living in there right now and have been. So it would not make sense for me financially to take myself out of there, which bums me out in a big way. So anyway, just know that, you know, all of these questions, you guys, it's all going to the direct answer is Synduit. So here's another question. Does Synduit offer a refund policy? If so, what is it? And what is it for signing up monthly or annually?
Great question. So we do not offer refunds. And you could either do monthly or annually. So it's either month to month or year to year. So if you are just signing up for the health coaching content, it's $39 a month. If you want functional medicine, it's a little bit more money. If you want other content tracks, a little bit more. But if you're just doing health coach, it's $39 a month. And then the annual is $390 for the year, which means you're getting 2 months for free. So if you pay 39 times 12, that's more than 390. So if you commit to the year, you are going to get 2 months for free as a result. And there's some extra bonuses as well. And we'll talk about the bonuses again at the end.
Yeah, and let me just say this, you guys, if you're gun shy or you still know that you have money mindset issues, sign up for the month to month if you're worried about it, like about a refund of any kind. Just know, but I also want to throw this out there too. Remember this, you guys, when you're purchasing stuff online and you're doing downloadable products and things you log into and access, like what you do with us, this is protective of our business. It's protective of my business. It's protective of his business because what we do, we don't mail you textbooks and information through the mail, put your hands on. Everything we put out into the world is ours and we're risking that. So when you know, most of us don't have these types of refunds because it's, you know, it's downloadable. So you can download or take all of our ideas and then run off and we give you your money back. We haven't protected our businesses. So that's just speaking really from my side of things and a lot of other businesses as well.
Like, on our side, there's like levels of complexity here because there's content that we produce that honestly I'm not that worried about, but like we literally invest like $1 million a year into stock photography and research and stuff that like we're purchasing the licensing rights to, and we have extended licensing rights, which means that you're allowed to use it as long as you're an active user. We can't, like we actually literally can't offer guarantees like this, just based on how we've set up these relationships. And to be honest, I don't want to. Like, I believe that if you are a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, and I'm not saying you have to commit to the year if that makes you uncomfortable, but if you can't commit $39, then this isn't the right fit. And that's it, right? Like, I just mean that. Like, if that's it creates so much emotional pain and anguish and discomfort, then don't do it. Like, but at the same time, I would question where that's derived from because I would have to imagine that prospective clients that you're working with are reacting that way to you because that's just how it works in business. So really dig into that. If there's like that level of uncertainty with trying something for a month, that's $39 that your fearless leader is saying you should consider doing, there's something deeper, and it's not something that Synduit can solve. It's something that only you can solve.
Yes, I love that. I love it so much because I'm the tough love girl. We talk about money mindset and stuff like that all the time. I'm a get up and do it kind of girl, or get out and find out why you can't. So, awesome. All right. So let's see here. Will I still own my email list?
That's a really good question. 100 million%. We do nothing with the list. I mean, this is such an area of concern, and I totally appreciate it and get it. You own your list. Like, what is so interesting always, Carmen, is like whenever we're working either with like a big company or with leaders, because like I'm so involved, people feel like, oh my God, I'm importing my list into Jared. It's like, no, like we're held to the same standard that any legitimate email marketing platform is held to. And we never would have gotten this far if we don't follow the rules. So your list is your list. If you cancel, you have the ability to export your list, and it's your list. And then once your account is canceled, everything is encrypted. We can't even see it. So like it's yours. Like we have no use for it whatsoever.
Perfect. And that was the next part of her question. What happens if I cancel? So you've already answered that. Perfect. Okay, let's see here. Does Synduit have the capability, Joyce is asking, to properly tag and segment people into separate funnels depending on what webinar, lead magnet, or et cetera they opt to?
Yeah, great question. So yeah, we just call them groups. So all different platforms have different terms for things like that. So you might call it tags, we call it groups. But yeah, whenever they opt into anything, they're added to a group, which is like a tag. And then if you want to send out a custom email or run a specific campaign, you can just choose the groups that you want. And if somebody falls into multiple groups, they will still only get one email if that's what you're sending out. They're not going to get 6 emails because they're tagged 6 times or 6 different groups. So it's still one subscriber, just in multiple groups.
Okay, perfect. All right. Carmen says, not this Carmen, how do I see the files for the superfoods campaign, and how can I view and add other areas of focus such as functional medicine or fitness?
Great question. So the superfoods campaign, I think, is a social media campaign. So that's the one. Any social media campaign, the best way to see it is just to run it, schedule it for 48 hours from now, and then you'll see everything personalized to you. Like that's just how to preview campaigns at this point. We have a vision for a different preview module. It's just super complex. This is the way to do it for right now. So if that's the campaign you're referring to, it's a social media one. Just run the campaign. Nothing's happening. Like it's not like it's going to start posting like crazy. Like you control it. You can delete it as quickly as you launched it, which is 3 seconds. So there's zero risk whatsoever. Just launch the campaign and then you can check it out, and you can start to see all the posts. Now, if this is a live event or a webinar or a Facebook class, there's more that you can preview because there's just more to show you. So when you click on the preview icon, there's an introductory section. The introductory section goes over what the campaign consists of. It gives you an example of what the PowerPoint will be. It shows you what the landing page is going to look like. It shows you what the print resources are. So it gives you a lot more to see because there is just more to see. But still, even with that, like my recommendation is just launch the campaign. It takes 5 seconds to launch it and 3 seconds to cancel it. So nothing's happening. It's not like you just launched it and like, oh my God, emails are blasting. Like nothing is going out that quickly. Like you have time to look at it, to assess if you like it. And if you don't like it, cool, just delete it, and then you're set, and you know that it's either right or wrong for you.
Yeah, I know we've all, those of us who have been in this for quite some time, when we're creating, sometimes we may accidentally hit send or start or go, and you get that hot flash of cortisol rising, wondering what you've done. He's telling you that's not going to happen. So
no, actually, even if you hit send now, like that means like you've launched it, you then opened up a communication, and you went so far as to hit send now and save. There's still a 10-minute delay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have intentionally built that in. We know that the typical user of Synduit, this is kind of their first go or their second go, but like they're not savvy with this kind of stuff, so it makes them uncomfortable. So even if you hit send now and save because your hand did something that your mind didn't want you to do, you could still stop it. Like it doesn't happen immediately. There is time.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Mary says, can I set up a pay now button on a landing page instead of the register now? So customizing buttons.
Yeah, so just message the support team on that because there's a tutorial that they'll be able to show you too. It's more complicated than the Q and A, but just message support on how to add payment. We are adding a fully integrated shopping experience though. This year it's happening. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be so unique once it's done. It's going to actually arm all of you to sell things online, so that even if you don't have things to sell yet, like you'll be able to with this. So it's fully integrated. It's a feature that we're working very heavily on, investing a ton of resources into. We actually just hired 5 new senior level developers. They're all starting between tomorrow and the end of May, which is going to help speed it up because we need people at that level. So that's coming soon. But in the meantime, you can still do this kind of stuff. Just message the support team.
Okay. I should ask you the same question everyone asked me. When do you sleep? Yeah. Okay. Karen's saying others may have asked this, but using the link from Carmen's webinar did not get any bonuses that I can find, emphasis that I can find, that it may be somewhere. Just curious. She said she needs the monthly. Didn't we just do that with the annual?
So there are bonuses for monthly too. So bonuses are added automatically when you buy with that link. When you log in, click on support on top. And then there's a section towards the right side called Synduit Training, and they're all there for you. So
Okay.
it's automatic. It all gets added there for you.
Okay. Tammy's asking, wow, questions go so fast, I lose them. What about the campaigns she had in MailChimp? Is there a way to transfer those campaigns over?
Great question. It just takes a little bit of manual work to do it, but it's worth it, honestly, just to spend the time and copy and paste. And the team has trainings on how to do this, and just tell them your situation and they'll guide you to the absolute best of their ability. It's worth having one consolidated system where everything is located. It might take you an hour to move them over, or 2 hours. And trust me, you'll be happy you did when everything is in one place and you have access to all the content that we're producing for you.
Yeah. Okay. Mary's asking, and kind of falls in with Karen's too, the newsletters for coaches, ETA, and how soon can they see that function?
Well, they are completely done. It's just they're not live. So installing a newsletter is the one thing that takes us forever to do, because there's lots of images, testing, and formatting. So I would say the latest would be the beginning of next week, like a week from now. The latest, like midweek next week, the absolute latest, because it's already done. It's just literally going through install and testing, and it's not like we've never installed a newsletter before. It just takes time.
Yeah,
it's there. Trust me, no one wants it more than us to get it live. We've worked on it, so you guys will love it when it's there. Trust me, you will know. We're going to announce it to everybody because it's a really powerful resource for you.
Okay. And please, 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 you guys, don't ask me. Oh my gosh, I got a million personal messages, Facebook and emails.
Don't ask anybody. Like, really, I promise you, it's coming. Like, I promise. Like, we're not like the newsletter, especially. We're not like holding on to it. Like, we know that everybody wants it.
Yeah,
like, it's big. I mean, think about this, right? It's a year of newsletters every other week. So there's 26 to 27 newsletters. Every newsletter has an educational article backed by research, a healthy action, which could be as simple as like a recipe type thing or not. It could be even more elaborate than that. A motivational quote. It's all designed. It's all formatted. I mean, it just like each one of them to install is a few hours. And then you multiply that times 26. It's a lot of hours. That's just an install. Forget about the writing and the design. So writing is done. Design is done. Editing is done. Now we're in install, then we test, and we go live. So by the end of this week, if not the latest, the middle of next week, but trust me, no one wants it live more than we do.
Perfect. Okay. Can we put programs available in the Institute from me into Synduit, or other material that we personally create into Synduit? Let me answer the first part of that.
Sure.
If it's my content that I've given to you guys that you are able to use, such as templates and things like that, I'm sure you can copy and paste that into whatever you want to, as long as it's not the content that I've copyrighted and trademarked from the Institute. So remember, PDFs and things like that are typically, I don't want you copying those, but the templates I've given you to use with your business, absolutely. The second part was material we created personally. Can they do that? Same.
Yeah. You can go in and just use Synduit as a software. We also, I showed you guys before, you can filter by universal marketing plans, and those are just like generic skins. So like if you wanted to do some really unique thyroid class that was just like super niche-y to you, then just choose one of those skins because they're fully customizable. But you can just use Synduit as software. I mean, you can send your own emails, you can schedule your own text blasts, you can set up your own email series, you can schedule your own social media posts. You don't have to use our content, but our content is obviously there. And when you use it, you will save a lot of time.
Yeah, and also remember this, you guys. I mean, there's a whole week on a whole lesson on not reinventing the wheel in the Institute, and sometimes what that means is when someone gives you something, a template or an idea, a slide deck or whatever, even if it doesn't resonate with you 100%, it's there to stir your creative brain. So make it your own. I mean, make it your own. Make it what you want it to be.
So I had a call this morning. I don't know if anybody knows. His name is Pete Vargas.
Oh yeah.
You know Pete? Yeah. So Pete is amazing. So Pete has put 25,000 people on stages, and a stage is a stage in front of thousands to a stage in your backyard where you get 20 people from your community. We're doing a boot camp. No one knows about this except for you guys. Like, we're doing a boot camp with Pete, and he's literally just laying it all out there for free. Now, he has a course that you could buy that goes even deeper than what he's going to share, but his goal is that what he teaches in this boot camp that we're giving to the Synduit tribe is enough to get you to set up your first stage, which is like an event, like an in-person event, and actually get business from it so that you can buy his course. Like, that's
right.
How cool this concept is. But like, the reason I'm sharing this is because it ties into exactly what you just said. He teaches a methodology around how to present, where you share your story, you lace it throughout, and then you close with the story as well. And I'm just simplifying this. Like, he'll go into details in this bootcamp. But what we give you is like the content of the class. We don't give you your story because we don't know
Right.
your story. We don't give you your call to action because we don't know your call to action. We don't want you to spend time doing research. So like if you
Right.
wanted to do a campaign called Arm Yourself Against Cancer, which is one that's on the functional medicine track, I don't want you spending like 17 hours doing research on cancer and designing slides. Like that's just not what you should be doing. You should be perfecting your story so that you start it with this like emotional story and then you lead into the presentation, and in the middle of the presentation you add another slide of one of your clients that had a transformation, and then you close with some compelling call to action. So what we give you is done. I mean, it is done. Like if you didn't want to share your story, if you didn't want to add a call to action, you could just lead it as pure education, but you should like add your story to it. And it doesn't mean you have to design anything. It just means speak it. Like say your story so people know why you're doing it.
If we could like cyber fist bump right now, because that's exactly what I do in the Institute. I give you the blueprint. It's there for you to change. If you don't want to change it and you don't want to work, don't. It's there for you to use. But I always say use your story. Use the information I give you and create your business the way you want it to be for you. I'm just there to give you the basics so you don't have to spend all these years, or the years I did researching. Same thing.
Exactly.
This is why we have synergy. Okay. So back to the question. Excellent customer service, Lisa says. Love you guys. Gotta love that. It's good validation. Dawn says, I have a 21-day program that I've been using with my clients. Is it possible to copy that into a Synduit campaign? By the way, watch the Catalyst training. Wow. Thanks for that.
Awesome. Yeah, you can, Dawn. Just message the support team for that because they'll be able to guide you, but you could definitely bring it over.
Okay. Since functional medicine includes the whole person, relationships, et cetera, what is different in the life coaching?
That's a great question. So the functional medicine content, how we define it, is just more condition based. So it's just what it is. I mean, it's conditions that functional medicine practices will serve. So the content is just research based. The life coaching is just more headspace based. It's confidence, it's things of that nature. So they are distinctively different. And they both have a price. And if you buy both, you do get a 20% discount. And every one of the things we have on there as options can stand on their own. So it's not like it's wasteful. Like it gets $20 a month. It's not a lot of money, and it's a lot of content. I mean, it's a lot of content. Both, and we're about to release, I think, like 40 new life coaching campaigns because we've had this huge surge of life coaches recently. You don't have to get it now. You can wait for it. When it comes out, we will let everybody know what that content looks like, and then you can add it on at that point, or you can add it on for now as well.
Okay, so kind of sounds like Tony Robbins versus Mark Hyman kind of thing.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying?
Like you would think about it.
Okay, yeah. All right. Hi, Jared. I'm a nutritionist. Robin says, a nutritionist and health coach have only signed up under one heading. Do I need both? Can you explain the difference in context, or is it the same? Thank you in advance.
That's a great question, Robin. So my recommendation, at least for right now, and if anything changes, we'll announce it, sign up for health coach before nutritionist, because all of the nutrition content is in health coach, but not all the health coaches in nutrition, because the health coach it's just more. There's just more health coaches that are using Synduit. So the nutritionist can stand on its own for sure, but you might as well just sign up for health coach. You don't need nutritionist. If you already signed up for nutritionist, just message the support team. They'll move you to health coach. You'll get access to more campaigns as a result.
Okay. Peggy's asking, can it work with other programs like Practice Better? And then she said, so Practice Better is different. That's like client management platform where you are managing your clients' intake forms. You're communicating with them in a HIPAA compliant state. This is your marketing area, you guys. Two different areas, two different things, but these are the two things that I'm recommending to you to make your practice more efficient, build your business, is these two platforms. They work synergistically and together if you take the time to learn how to do it, for sure. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so as time goes on, and once we start seeing like what client management, patient management softwares that the bulk of our users use, we will integrate into them so it's even tighter. We don't at this point. We just need to get more data because it takes a lot of effort to form these integrations. But if we see that there's 10,000 health coaches that are using that platform, we're going to integrate. So what you should just do is tell our customer happiness team, just so you know, this is the client management software we use. They'll document it. So if and when the time comes that we do decide to go down this path, we'll be able to look at the data and say, okay, this is where we should focus our efforts initially.
Okay, great. So Fonda says, and I think I know the answer to this, but is there a customer service number health coaches can use? Sometimes email's not feasible.
We offer live chat and email. So there's no phone. It's better for you. I know for some people that is not what you want to hear, but I promise you it's better. We tested phone support like a year and a half ago. The average wait time was 30 minutes. There was no way around it. I mean, and now we have 30,000 users. We have a lot less than. whereas our average response time on live chat is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can never compete with live chat to phone. Also, our price would have to quadruple, if not even more, to accommodate that, because our fear is we get somebody on the phone and now all of a sudden they're asking questions that we're just not qualified to help with. So most software platforms that fall into this price range, and we fight for this price so that everybody can afford it. And at this scale, there's no way to actually have phone support. It's not in your interest anyway. Use live chat, get accustomed to it. Pretty much everything is doing this anyway already. And it's really efficient because the team is inside your account when you're messaging with them. So they can actually see the things that you're trying to do and either do it for you or guide you so you can learn.
Yeah, and for me, I need to see it in writing. So if you say something to me on the phone, I might get off the phone with you and be like, what did he say that was? So I like things in writing anyway. So it's to your benefit to have something in writing, you guys.
Sure.
Okay, let's see here. We've already answered that one, and it's coming up a couple times. How do I add my already done opt-in that I created in MailChimp to Synduit? Sorry, Carmen, trying to follow and learn and ask questions at the same time. No worries, Lisa, no worries. So she's already done an opt-in in MailChimp. How does she transfer that to you guys?
So use the universal marketing campaign. So click on filter, find an opt-in landing page that you like. If you don't like any of them, then just suggest to the customer happiness team the type of theme that you're looking for. Universal marketing, we pretty much will always build ideas just because we want to have generic templates that work for everybody. And then we'll create it. It'll happen not that day, but it will happen. It'll get put into the queue. And then once it's live, you can then use that and you can then create your own opt-in like you did in MailChimp, and then link it directly to your website like I showed you guys earlier.
Okay. Jill's saying, can we also send out our own newsletters as well? For instance, if we blog on something.
Just click on communications on top and then add new email, and then you can send out your own newsletter or email or however you want to do it.
Okay, Lisa says a Facebook group news is fantastic. Thank you. We'll Synduit track opt-ins and those that fill out the contact me form on our website.
Only if you integrate one of the opt-in landing pages.
Like he showed you, yeah.
Yeah. The way you would track it.
Okay, and you guys just remember we're sending out a replay, so please go back and when the replay goes out and watch it again if you have questions that we've already answered. What if you do not have a list or a website yet? How would you use Synduit?
Yeah, it's speeding up your process because you'd have to do certain things that Synduit's going to have done for you. So you're going to use social media content and you're going to include an opt-in landing page in the call to action so that when your posts are going out, automatically one of the opt-in landing pages is included in every post. So you start collecting email addresses that way. You should start doing events, physical events in your community where people start registering online. You get their email address. You should start doing webinars where people register online. We have training on this that you get access to that's in the Synduit training section of support. The reality is you can choose two tracks. Do it for yourself, which is just going to take a lot of time because you have to produce all of this on your own, or let Synduit help you because the framework is there. You just have to leverage the system, and then you'll start to collect emails. But keep in mind, like, this is not an overnight thing, right? Like the same way when you coach people, everybody coaches people here. Like if it took someone 30 years to get unhealthy, it doesn't take them 3 minutes to get healthy. Like it's going to take consistency. It's going to take them time to break those habits to then start experiencing the benefits. If you are literally starting from zero, and I would have to imagine no one's starting from zero because there's something you have, even if it's 10 people, but it's going to take some time and just be persistent, love the process, start doing webinars, start doing Facebook Lives with the content we produce for you. You will start building a following.
Yeah, and you guys, it's a URL, just like a website. I mean, you get a URL, so it's really, don't worry too much about that part. Patty's saying, I signed up with the annual plan. I was charged $393.12 and another charge of $24. Am I being charged $39 again next month? I'm confused. I chose health coaching and doTERRA.
Just message the support team. Because I can't pull up your stuff on this.
Yeah.
You just message it, they'll respond to you immediately. They're very fast. So
yeah, copy and paste that question and plug it in there, and you'll get your answer that way. Does drip content mean that once it's out, we have future access to the content, or does the older content go away when new content comes out, like a rotation?
So what drip content means is it's a series of content that goes in a specific order. So whenever you add someone manually or they opt in, they're always going to start on email 1, and then they're going to go through email 27, let's just pretend. And that's just going to be their experience. And then when somebody else opts in 6 months later, they start on email 1, and then they go through email 27. So it's just a series of communications that go in a specific order. And whenever somebody opts in or you add them, they will start in the beginning.
Same as the Institute, Linda. Like I'm open enrollment evergreen process for the Institute for Functional Health Coaching. The content is dripped for you guys, which is the same exact thing. Everyone starts at the same place. You make your way through. But if I add something there later on, then it's still there for you. Just because you've moved through it doesn't mean it goes away. So Fonda's asking, if you have a new Wix site, no email marketing system, would you suggest obtaining a CRM in addition to Synduit, or will they track your opt-in and contact form information? I think we've answered that a couple times.
This is pretty much answered, but yeah, it depends on how deep you're going to go with CRM. Like if you just want to know somebody opted in, we already do that. You don't need a CRM. The only time you need a CRM, at least for now, is if you want to start scheduling follow-up calls, like call this person 7 days from now and talk about X, Y, and Z. We do not have that functionality at this point. It hasn't been our focus at all. We are revisiting it in the fourth quarter to see when it should be our focus, if it should be our focus. That's the only reason you need a CRM. If you're just trying to manage your database, you definitely do not need a CRM. There's no reason for it.
Okay.
And then her next question is, how does Synduit work with my Wix website? Just go back to for the beginning of this training. I talk about that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Lisa's saying this would have saved me a lot of money if she'd known about it. Yeah, me too. Okay. Is there a way to preview the type of content we get with each industry?
We're coming out with a really cool way to do this in advance, but just message the support team and ask them for the list of content that exists for whatever industries you're interested in, and they'll send it to you. But we have some really cool pages that will showcase all of this. We're excited for it.
Okay. And Tammy's saying if you launch something you don't like it, you can just delete it. Yes?
In seconds. Yeah. You just hit edit in my plan and then hit delete.
Okay. Can you create your own? Yes, we've already talked about that. You can create your own newsletter. Can Synduit take payments of programs, or do I need to purchase a PayPal or Square to handle payments of programs?
You would use PayPal or Square. Once we add the integrated shopping cart, Synduit will literally do all of that for you. So, but for now, you would use PayPal or Square.
Okay. Linda, I was told there's a 20% discount when more than one module is purchased. Like to know if I purchase one now and at a later rate in the annual rate, will the 20% still be applied to everything after the second purchase? This is a question for customer service, yeah?
It does apply, yeah. So if you just sign up for one now, and then 6 months from now, you decide to add another content track, the system is very smart. It's going to calculate it correctly, and you'll get 20% off everything. So it just, whatever you get charged is accurate. Like the system, this is all programmed in. But okay. 20% discount.
Okay, so Linda's asking about topics. Do they have any choice which topics they'll get? Can you choose from a complete list? Can we choose from the complete list? As a fitness trainer and health coach, it might be nice to be able to choose from the health coaching module, some that apply to both. I'm considering purchasing just the health coaching module, and that's why I'm asking. There's overlap in topics. So this could work if
a little bit of overlap, not a ton of overlap. But like I said before, they can both stand on their own. And if you get both, just like financially, and like they're each $20 a month plus the software, which is $19, and you're gonna get 20% discount. So it's like an extra $12, I think, to get both a month. If you're really tight, then just get health coaching for right now. Because if you're not tight, then I would recommend both. Fitness is an area of major focus for us. We've connected with some big leaders in the industry that are starting to promote Synduit in the fitness world. So as a consequence, we're going to go really deep with content. So if you can afford the extra $12, it's already worth it. It'll just become even more worth it, or it's $120 for the year. So it's not that much money to get both. Awesome.
Okay, Mary, just lots of praise. Your support team is very helpful. Thank you. Best way to communicate with Synduit is live chat or email. Which one do you?
Whichever is best for you, Kim.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah. I mean, I've had equal experience with both. Looks like the newsletter is something that comes out every week. How can we decide how often it goes?
The newsletter is every other week once we release it, and yes, you can control how often it goes.
Okay, and newsletters are editable, correct?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Okay. If I have a subscriber in more than one group, will they get separate emails? You already answered that. Some of these are duplicates. I'm just rolling
you're doing great.
As good as possible. Yes, you can edit your newsletter, everybody. What if you do not have a list or website? Okay, we've already covered that. I love the campaigns I've looked at so far. Finding I'm needing to edit some for my vegan audience. Will I be able to change photos in social media campaign? Right now I'm stopping using those particular posts and series from sending, like one with a photo of meat.
Yeah, you can already do that. Just message the support team on how to swap photos, and they'll send you a tutorial on it.
Okay. How can I take my Synduit post from Facebook and post it on Instagram?
Just that. So that's never going to happen automatically. Nothing to do with Synduit. So Instagram auto posting is shut off for all third parties, including Hootsuite. Hootsuite has 3 million users. So they're a really, really big company, billion-dollar company. So there's not going to be any such thing as scheduling posts to Instagram. Doesn't mean forever, but it definitely means for quite some time. So you would just manually do it. Save the image to your computer or your phone, copy the caption, and then manually put it on Instagram. The value is that you didn't have to design the image or write the caption. You just have to move it to Instagram. But that is what it is. There's no way.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that lately too. Peggy's asking, is there any content on addiction?
Yeah, we're coming out with a ton of content on this topic. So not this minute, but it's already in the works. We have a big creative team. So I know it sounds like I'm saying yes to all this content. They all are. Everything is in the works. We have hundreds of campaigns that are being worked on every single week. So they just are at all different stages.
Lots of topics, hundreds and thousands of topics on this stuff, you guys. So I can only imagine. Can you do health coaching track annually and another track monthly?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Can I swap out an image on a campaign that I'm running, and how? Again, let's just go to, you'd already said to ask the team about that. Will you be developing a Young Living essential oil track since you have doTERRA now?
We just need the right leader to get started with. So in network marketing, we don't do anything without leaders. Like we don't do stuff on speculation. So we have to have either one or ideally a few leaders that have influence and ideas, and then we would get started.
Okay.
Oh, there. Awesome.
That just improved your image. For some reason, you were blurry for a minute.
Oh, it made it to my internet was going in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Tammy said, if we purchase a year in full and later add the life cat coaching, do we get that discount?
Yeah, the system will charge you whatever you're meant to be charged.
Okay. Excellent support and customer service. Customer happiness. People have been quick and very helpful. Awesome. I'm glad to hear. Chat is amazing. Really quick to get answers and is safe. You can go back and refer back. Even better than calling, just a comment. Oh, and let me say this too, you guys. Like, yeah, everybody has to sleep and take time with their family. So if chat gets closed, just go back when they tell you they're back online. Please don't message me.
What you really should do is like submit your question in full. So like even if they're not there, submit it in full, because as much as I tell them to do what you're about to say, Carmen, at nighttime they like to go to bed with an empty chat or they don't sleep well. So they will just respond through email. So just submit your question, and you should do that during the daytime too. Submit your question in full. So they can just respond. Like, don't just say, hey, like, be like, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm stuck with doing this. Can you help me? And they'll either send you a short video or they'll do it for you or they'll guide you. But submit your questions in full.
Yeah. And please don't ask me when they come back.
Yeah.
5 emails about that last week. I'm like, I have no idea. I don't even know when I come back half the time. Anonymous asked, what Facebook group? Do you have a Facebook support group or?
So we're going to launch. So we were launching a Facebook support group for health coaches. We just didn't do it yet, but it will happen.
And you'll know about it. If you sign up with Synduit, they're going to let you know when this happens. Okay, best way to get started, tutorials to do all of this stuff. Where do they go?
That's a really good question, Tammy. So I think this is good for everybody to hear. So come with like a need. Like don't come and say, how do I use Synduit? It's too open-ended and there's a lot that can be done. Say, I want to launch my first webinar. I want to launch a Facebook class. Like come with a need. I want to launch a newsletter. I want to send out an email. Come with some need, and then that's where you should start. And the team will send you a very specific tutorial, or you can just click on support and then you can find it yourself. But like, don't just open-endedly say, like, what do I do with Synduit? Because that's not going to get you anywhere. To me, I believe progress builds on progress, momentum builds on momentum. Just start somewhere. My recommendation, if you're looking for a place to begin, is launch the newsletter when it comes out next week, for sure. Every single one of you should launch the newsletter and do your first webinar. I know that's going to lead to many of you being like paralyzed with fear, but do it anyway. Because if you can overcome that fear, then your potential clients can overcome the fear of hiring you.
Yes.
And the webinar is very safe. You're in your own place. You'll probably only have a few registrants. It's your first one, so there's only a few people watching, and it's your chance to educate people in a virtual way that gets recorded. You can archive it. You can critique it for yourself, and then you can get into the habit of doing them over and over again. So the 2 actions: launch the newsletter when it comes out next week, and then pick your first webinar and launch it.
Yep. And if you have a problem with fear or mindset issues, tag me in one of my student groups or whatever, and I will gently or harshly shove you over the edge and get you over it, because it's time to move on from getting over that stuff, you guys. I got to remember to ask you something at the end, but let's keep rolling here real quick. Is it possible to edit the text? I use British English, and there are various differences in spellings. Do you accommodate differences? Or can I edit
any text where there's needs to be changes made? And whenever you edit it, it's stored. So if you launch the campaign again in the future, you can just launch it again, and you don't have to edit it again a second time.
Okay, great. Joan says, I don't see where you can change the image at the top of landing pages. Is that possible?
The only thing you can change at this time, Joan, great comment, is you can't edit the actual image on the landing page yet. That's the last piece of non-flexibility of our system. So the way that we went about this, so everybody understands, because you have to kind of pick somewhere to begin in software development.
Right.
If we said we want to crack the code of replication, that's what no one else has been able to do. So that's what we did. And now that we crack that and we've scaled and we have tens of thousands of users, the next thing we crack is flexibility, and that comes with swapping out the images on the landing pages. So it's a feature that is actively being worked on. When it's done, you will know, because we're going to announce it to everybody. That's the one thing that you can't change yet. And to be honest with you, there's a part of me that never wants to make this stuff flexible, because you're going to waste your time designing it when you should just be coaching people. But we are going to make it flexible regardless of what I think, because I know some of you care about that. But really, you should just care about coaching your clients.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Fonda's asking what web provider we use. You guys work with any web provider? Yeah.
Anyone you want, yeah.
Yep. Conference option for presenting classes, hosting groups. That's your webinars, right?
Yeah, so that's webinars. I recommend that you use the free Zoom. You can do a Zoom up to 45 minutes, which is plenty. And if you need to pay for it, it's very cheap. And I also think that just Facebook Live is the greatest thing ever. And you can share your screen on Facebook Live now. So it's just absolutely awesome. So those two, they're either free or very, very, very cheap to actually host the webinar. We give you all, the marketing is automated, the content's given to you. You just need a place to actually share.
Yeah, and let me say this, I've been recommending Zoom since they came into inception. I've been using them and recommending them. And let me say that though their customer service team changes, I get a new rep every couple of weeks, it seems like. It's because they're growing and they're doing everything that we need them to do to make things better. So if you are not using Zoom as your main platform, look into it. It's totally worth it. I already answered that question about things overlapping, life coaching and health coaching. Just to be clear, if I schedule free consultations, then I will still need my CRM or not. Sorry, got confused.
No, you don't need it just to schedule the consultation. The only time you would need a CRM is if you wanted to set up like follow-up tasks, like for yourself.
Yeah.
Then you would need a CRM. If you don't plan on doing that, then you don't need a CRM. Synduit can manage the notes. It'll know what groups people are in, what emails you sent, what they opened, what text you sent. So it gives you a lot. The only feature that we don't do that a CRM would do is scheduling follow-up calls, like call this person 7 days from now type of thing. That's not a feature at this point that we've invested.
Go to Practice Better, you guys. Use Practice Better for that kind of stuff. So Melissa's hopped on like, yes, Melissa, I recommend you go back to the very beginning and listen about getting your account set up and all of that. Go ahead and use that link, synduitwithcarmen.com, and they've got support and training videos and all of that. So go back and listen from the very beginning. Patty's asking, if I want to send the campaigns in another language completely, do you have a suggestion on how to do that?
Just translate it, and then it's saved, and you can use it over and over again.
Perfect. And then Laura we've already answered that. Yes, you can do one track annually and another monthly. Where will Addiction Contact be? Which track?
We'll announce it. I don't know. We're thinking about actually creating an entire content track for this. It just depends on how deep we go. So right now there's just a few campaigns in development. So whenever we just do a few, it'll be added to existing track, which depends on how deep we end up going. Do we define it as its own industry? So it's to be determined, and we will announce it, and we will survey people as well to see where it makes the most sense to go. Okay.
Another question about crossover with content with health coaches and functional medicine. What's the crossover on that?
There's not really crossover with that.
Yeah, kind of answered that already. Okay. I love this. You're awesome. So is live chat and email, very responsive. It's so worth it. I really like this guy, whoever that is. Do you recommend doing the webinar on the business page, group page, or personal page?
Yeah, that's a really good strategic question. So it depends on how you've built your brand.
And where are your people? Go there, right?
So I'm really big with Facebook groups, just
Me
so
too.
everybody knows. It's like huge. I know you are, Carmen, as well. I think every one of you should have a Facebook group and build your own community and start asking and inviting people from your personal page into your Facebook group. I think for some of you, a business page is a total waste at this point, because if you're starting from nothing, it's going to cost you a lot of money to get to something, because Facebook requires you to pay to play, and I understand why they do that. So my recommendation is you set up a group. If you sign up, we're giving you a training called #GoDeep. It talks about how to build community on Facebook, and the place that you do that is in a group. So to answer your question, it depends where your people are, but I would love to see you just do them in groups and start filling the group with people that are like-minded. Yeah, I do a whole training on that. I did a webinar on that. I've done training on it. Everything that I teach is about community and engagement and getting people to know, like, and trust you. And that happens in a group. If you are running ads for Facebook or anything like that, yes, a business page can be beneficial. But if you don't know how to do any of that yet, a group is your place to get started.
start generating that interest in the revenue. So, and the question was just answered about the Facebook classes. They're asking if they don't know where to hold them or how to learn how to hold them. And you just mentioned that. Go deep, right?
There's a whole training on how to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you offer analytics, open rate of emails, et cetera? Good question, yes. Joyce. Yes.
Click on reports inside of Synduit and you'll see all of the reports.
Email. Well, you haven't missed a thing. Like, you guys have not missed a thing. Okay. Carmen's asking, I don't have a website. Where does my opt-in live? We've already answered that, haven't we?
Let's answer that, because I know some of you guys don't have websites. They live on its own. So Synduit will host your opt-in pages, and then you don't need a website yet if that's where you're at in your business. Like, eventually you'll get one, but that can just be what you use for right now is the opt-in landing page. And we're hosting it. It's standing on its own. You can just share that URL.
Yeah, so the URL, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but there are no stupid questions, and everyone starts somewhere, so don't feel bad if you don't understand this. The URL is the address at the top of the website where he showed us earlier. They're giving you guys a URL to be able to connect to Synduit so people can go directly there. It doesn't have to go through a website to go to Synduit, okay? So the URL is that address in the top of your web browser.
Yes.
Okay, Linda's saying, clarification, please. Is the drip content meaning that the topics we have access to choose from to create campaigns and webinars drip to us, or is the content drip to those who opt into our campaigns? I'm sorry, but I'm still unsure.
It's your people. Yeah, it's your network. Like, we write content as if we're you. So I want you guys to think about that. Like, I don't know what the person's name was that just asked that, but we write the content for health coaches to use as if you hired us to be your copywriters that are then being shared with your audience. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Okay. Where do we put the Synduit URL on our website? Wherever you want. You can go anywhere.
Anywhere you want. Recommend your homepage, but wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, put it as a you know, if it's your opt-in, put it on your homepage so it pops up when people first go to your homepage.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we rolled through it and it's 3:58. Holy macro! You and I, we can
these bonuses. We're gonna fly right now through these bonuses. I know people have been asking like crazy, so we'll do this quickly. So here are the bonuses. We extended this because Carmen is a rock star. So sign up by tomorrow, Tuesday, May 1st. At midnight Pacific time, and you'll get this. So if you sign up for monthly, you're going to get our 2-hour Catalyst training. The Catalyst training is awesome. Somebody commented about this. This is something that I actually just created for my team, and the team's like, you should totally just give this away. So I ended up re-recording it so it made more sense for all of you. This was a course. We sold it for $97. You're getting it for free. It goes over 27 core philosophies that I've acquired working with people that are making 6 figures or more across various industries. You're going to love it. Everybody should hear this. You get it for free. You'll also get, if you sign up for the monthly or the annual plan, you will get the 7-week boot camp for change makers. This is actually going to teach you the fundamentals of marketing for busy entrepreneurs. This is the stuff that is the not so sexy stuff that you have to do in your business to lay a foundation for your success. It's about 7 hours long, so it's not like a one-time sitting through it type of thing. Like, you go through it, it's actually like legitimate training. Like, you're going to learn, you're going to implement it. I don't recommend you go through it in one shot, maybe one section a week for 7 months. Like, spread it out. We give this to you as a $500 course. We're giving it to you for free for monthly or annual members. Another one is to go deep. I talked about this one. This was a $1,000 course that we did. It digs into how to build community on Facebook. And what's great about it is it goes as basic as how to create a Facebook group, how to load and cover a photo into the Facebook group, how to record a video and pin it so that people see that when they first enter the group. So we really start from square one and then take you through how to create an actual raving group fans within that group. It's a $1,000 course. Whether you sign up for monthly or annual, you will get this as well. This is the annual only bonus now, because this is for people that don't dip their toe in the water. And they're like, I am all in. So the reason Synduit exists, the reason we've withstood the test of time, no funding, we've built this incredible system, this amazing company culture, is because we host an annual Syn Room each year. And a Syn Room is a war room. It's where our entire team gets together. We have a remote team at this point. So I actually fly everybody into a central location and we just rock out. And we plan out the whole next year when it comes to individual goals, company goals, personal goals. We build our 12-month marketing plan. This is pretty epic. I mean, this is all out. This is a 2-hour course. It probably could have been 25 hours, but we condensed it. We even give you a manual with it as well that you can just go through as we're facilitating this. You're going to love it. This was a course that we sold for almost $2,000, and I think that was cheap just because there's just so much to this. There's such depth to this. And if you sign up for the annual plan before tomorrow, that's when the bonuses are done, you're going to get access to this as well. So those are the bonuses. Every bonus is a ridiculous value for you. There's thousands of dollars of bonuses that you're going to gain access to, whether you do monthly or annual. Personally, I don't care what you do. I just really believe you should take some action in your business, because the act of doing this, even if you're afraid, and I know for some of you you're really afraid, but if you're not going to conquer this fear, you can't say you're going to health coach, because no one's going to even know you exist, right?
That's right.
You
That's right.
have to conquer this fear. And like Tammy just said, it's worth it regardless of the bonuses. The reason we're doing these bonuses is because I just want you to have it. It's going to make a big difference to have this knowledge. So the bonuses are automatically added. Once you sign up, they are added. Yes, anonymous user, if you signed up yesterday, they're already added. We extended this promotion because Carmen is a rock star till tomorrow, Tuesday, May 1st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Over 50 health coaches have joined because of Carmen's efforts. Let's see if we can double that. Let's see if we can get to 100. I think we can
do it. I know we can. We need to, because you guys, like, yeah, I mean, all of this stuff that I teach about engagement and getting yourself out there and all of that, this is the stuff that's going to help you do that with half the effort. So if your fear is technology and your fear is learning all this and how to create content and all of this, all these pieces, the only fear you're going to have left after you sign up with them is getting over the being live on a webinar. Okay. And I can help you with that. But like, if you're a student, which I see a lot of my students in here, we have an entire week on group coaching classes, training that you can use through this platform. You can take all that training I've given you and you can use Synduit to put it out into the world. So saying you don't have a topic or you don't know what to teach, that's not even, it's not valid. We have so much stuff we're giving you between the two of us that you really got a business in a jar right here, truly.
Let me show one final thing, because I know there's a lot of people asking support the exact same questions I just looked. This is how you sign up. So you're going to go to the link, Synduit with Carmen, okay? And let me share here quickly. So,
and let me say this real quick to Laura, and then I'm going to answer them. I'm going to close this one out, but she's asking about a public group and starting out on Facebook. You know what? You can do a group. Here's the thing I say about groups. And having experience, I run 5 right now, and I probably run 15 over the years. I would have that group be something, I would not have it a wide open public group, because you're going to get a bunch of trolls and people who are not interested in what you're offering. You want to just be able to approve people that come in. So making it private where no one can see you is not a good idea. Having a closed group where people can find the group, ask to be added, then you have control over that. So that's my recommendation. What I've seen works the best. And then you know that you're kind of funneling in those people that are looking for what you offer, and not a bunch of people who are trying to sell to your people a pair of Ray-Bans or something stupid like that.
Yeah, and the exact terminology, so you do not want a secret group. Like that's the one that no one can find. So, but you do want to, like, I agree with Carmen, like it should not be a public group. Like you need to let people in, let it feel exclusive. You can even put a question there they have to answer. Like you want it to feel like they're committing to something. It'll make the entire experience better. So this is how you sign up. You're going to get to this screen once you go to Carmen's link. Now, if you choose just health coaching, choose whatever makes sense to you. Every one of these industries has a fee associated with it. If you choose more than one, you're getting a 20% discount. Every industry can stand on its own. Plus, we always add more content to make it even stand more on its own. So let's just choose health coach. You don't have to choose a company unless you actually are part of one of these companies. Then you hit continue to plans. And when you do this, the Synduit plan is required. That's the software. We just break down the price. It's still $39. You'll see $19 and $20 is $39. We just break it down because we do have people that sign up for Synduit that are not part of any of the industries or companies. And then they just use the generic templates that we have for them. So if you want the annual bonus, which is the Syndrome training, which is awesome, you're going to love it. You just choose annual here. And then you choose annual here as well. If you don't want that, you just want monthly, then just leave it on monthly. It's up to you. Texting is the only additional fee, and it's $30 for the year. It's completely optional. You can add it whenever you want. It's amazing. Those that add it will love it because it's reminder text for your events and webinars. It's marketing text. We're adding text email sequences for you guys. There's a lot of cool applications for it. It's $30 for the year, and then you can purchase packages of text message credits when you need them, but you don't have to do this now. Just get set up. You can always add it after the fact. Then you hit continue to order. It's going to show you exactly what you're purchasing here, and then you're going to check out. And then when you check out, you're going to put in your email address, your password, your information, your personal Synduit URL. should be your name or your business name or an acronym. It needs to be under 15 characters, and you can't change. Your entire account is based on it. So don't make this complicated. Don't think about it for 17 days. Like, just make a decision. Like, it really doesn't matter.
Choose your name. Use your name.
Put it in there, sign up, put your credit card in, hit create account, and then go celebrate yourself because you just hired a virtual marketing department to support you in your business.
Right. Karen's asking about coaches in affiliation. I remember you talked about this last week. If you'll just touch one more time on that real quick.
Yeah. So we have this thing called the Synduit Partner Program. We believe that you should be focusing on building your health coaching business. That's what you should focus on, not earning a couple bucks from Synduit. But if you have like a network of coaches that you want to introduce Synduit to, or a network of anyone that you want to introduce Synduit to, message the customer happiness team, say, I would like to learn more about becoming a Synduit partner, and they'll share information and you'll see if it's the right fit. But it's a two-way street. We have to also assess that you're the right fit because we invest a lot. I personally invest a lot. Like, Synduit partners get a lot of my attention and love. So I can't do that with everybody. So it just needs to be the right fit. We are going to come out in the future with a different type of program for everybody, but it's still going to be based on you just focusing on your business. Like, that's what you need to focus on, just growing your business. You'll make more money becoming a successful health coach than making a couple of bucks from Synduit. So just focus on that. Share Synduit because you want other health coaches to be empowered with the same team that you're empowered with, because it elevates the entire industry.
Right.
Make the industry more professional, and there's more people to then crowdsource ideas from, which is always a great thing for all of you because the power is in the pack. That's what our philosophy is.
Yep. Love it. Okay. I think we did it.
Cool. Well, this was
1 hour and 7 minutes, man. We knocked it out. Yes. Awesome. Thank
Carmen,
you.
once again, you rock. You are an amazing, amazing leader. Even the fact that we had this call, I mean, like, Carmen saw a need. She's like, Jared, we do a Q and A. It's going to help my people. To me, I match the energy of anyone who brings it, and Carmen definitely brings it. So that's why we're here. I mean, you guys are, as you know, an amazing tribe and an amazing community. But I just want to highlight you again. You are a very special person that's taking an industry that really does need a North Star, that needs guidance, that needs to start thinking about the business side of being a health coach, getting some tough love to get there, because that's what's going to elevate this profession. It's health more successful. It's not just people calling themselves health coaches and them using it for their own personal development. It's them actually becoming health coaches and building a successful practice based on that, so that other people look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that. And they don't just want the fact that you're impacting lives. They want to make some money too, which is really the ultimate that everybody needs. And I hope that all of you will achieve it. I'm excited to help you guys get there.
Yeah. And we're just, and you know what? You're taking away the hard part. You've taken away all the hard parts so that we can do what we're here to do. So just, again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody, for all of your interest. Please let me just reiterate this one more time. I do not know Synduit like they knew Synduit. So if you have questions about their platform, their program, anything about them, you need to go to them because I don't have the answers. And just, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And you and I will continue to talk and look for more opportunities to do bigger things. So thanks so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye everybody. Thanks.